Dome Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Bam. Maybe gotta play it. Gotta clean it. You know what I mean? Gotta play the toe jab, man. Let's go to the middleweight division and check out what's going on Canelo and Golovkin. That's the saga going on right now. They might as well just go on and make a mini series with it. It's going down. We know that on April 18th, that final hearing's coming from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, right? They're about to make this decision. They have been saying things like, hey, move the stuff back. We're not going to let money decide what we do with this clenbuterol situation with Canelo. And it still seems to be, they're serious. I still don't think so. I still think the fight with Canelo and Triple G gonna happen. Still, when I told you guys how I feel, after they come with some dates after May 5th, then I might get serious, think they're serious about it. But they're sounding like they are, and it would be, it would be good. If something's not right, then it ain't about having people fight anyway. And that's why I'm hearing a lot of pundits. I'm seeing a lot of articles and things like that. Like, this is the biggest fight in boxing. You don't get in the way of that. Well, yes, you do if somebody's doped. And we got to stop being hypocritical on these dope things. With people that are dope, you want them to get in the fight anyway because they're supposedly be so big. Maybe that's the reason they are. Okay, we can't just be hypocritical on that. And the actual other countries are getting suspended, can't go to the Olympics and stuff because they're systematically doping. And here we are over here glorifying people that are doped. We're not going to be having that. We did that. I'm going to tell you what really started. It was really incredible. You got to imagine Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather situation. I know people don't like to hear about it, but this is what we were doing. When somebody offers somebody $40 million back in 2009, which is about $60 million now, right? To give you an example, Anthony Joshua is going to make about $20 million for a huge fight, doubling that, and all you have to do is take a random blood testing, urine testing before a fight. You're not going to take $40 million. And the whole public is mad at Floyd Mayweather for asking for that. All of them, all on TV, people, pundits mad at a guy who's asking a guy to take a doping test. That's how we roll. So don't get hypocritical. America has a problem with that. Get off of it. If a man's doped, he shouldn't be fighting. Period. All of them, no matter who he is, and the fight's not the biggest if one of the guys are doped. Forget that narrative. Do not let these people brainwash you. If Canelo's guilty, then he's not in the mix. In the discussion. Get your stuff together, come back when you can. Right? In the same line of they letting people back real quick when they got a name. Povetkin fighting in a week tomorrow. Right? Povetkin's mandatories for WBO and the WBA. Obviously dope. Two different things. He can't have no meat excuse. Right? People are back in the mix. Ortiz back in the mix. Right? So, and a whole lot of other ones. But that ain't even, believe it or not, that rant has nothing to do with what I'm about to tell y'all. I told you these dudes are going to fight. Canelo and GGG are going to fight. And they're going to keep fighting each other. They're going to corner the market because of the piranhas and the sharks that are around them, the mandatories. Right? Now, if this fight don't happen on the 5th, another name is into the fray. Right? The only one that didn't ask to be in it. Right? All of the ones we've been talking about, the Demetrius Andrades, the Darren Chinkos, the Charlos, right? And of course the Danny Jacobs have asked and said we're ready on May the 5th. So there is no issues with making dates or nothing else. Right? Everybody else to come. But the name that's out there now is Spike O'Sullivan. That's the one that and let me tell you something. Once his name's in there, they put his name out there so they can see what's going to happen with the reaction. If you don't get outraged, that will be your man. He's the new Billy Joe Saunders. Right? He's the new one. That's the one they wanted to have. That's the one Canelo was talking about after he fights GGG. Spike O'Sullivan for some reason. Like none of these guys exist. Right? None of these guys. Let me say them again. Jamal Charlo, mandatory. Darren Chico, mandatory. Right? Andre should be mandatory. Two-time champion coming from 154 and been wanting to fight you for years. Two-time champion at 154, not at anybody. Right? And who am I missing? Daniel Jacobs, the one who gave Golovkin the hardest fight ever, arguably beat him. Those are the guys you can have, and those are huge fights and don't need much of a build-up. All right? But now we're talking about Spike O'Sullivan. When we're talking about, like he might take the fight for the right money, right? So it could be an issue like these guys are gonna probably want too much money. Guys, be careful of what's about to happen. Now, don't be happy with Golovkin versus Spike O'Sullivan, even if it's short notice, because we have other people that'll be out there for short notice. I think that would be pitiful. I hope that Golovkin doesn't do that. I think Golovkin at this stage of his career, would being 35, 36 years old, he should be legacy hunting, right? That's what he should be doing, legacy hunting, because here is the time. All that stuff you were doing, you were getting those monikers undeservingly. It's an opportunity to get some things done towards the end of this baby. Right? Canelo was a good one, even though, like I said before, they didn't fool me. Canelo wasn't the best 154 pounder, wasn't the best 160 pounder. So to me, that's not that fight. I'm talking readdressing your boy Jacobs and knocking off a couple of these guys here, maybe unifying, and then knocking off a couple of very hard contenders. And that's not, it's hard to do, but I'm saying if Golovkin is the best in 25 years, that should be something that he should be wanting to do, legacy hunting. I don't think he has the time for Spike O'Sullivan right now, and I think that would be a very, very bad look. Let me tell you, when Deontay Wilder, he couldn't fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz because he was doped. Matter of fact, Ortiz was in the WBA mandatory for Anthony Joshua. He had nothing to do with Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder goes over there and get him because of the people saying he needs a name. So the guy gets doped, Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. What does Deontay Wilder have to do? He has to fight his mandatory and remain Stavern. So in this case, when something like that happens, then maybe they should just say, well, fight a mandatory then. Because it doesn't matter which one anymore, guys. This is the point. This is why you have to really be careful and don't let him fight a Spike O'Sullivan. For any mandatory. Back in the day, there used to be Dominic Wades and stuff like that. No. You got Derek Jinko, Ukraine Bring the Pain. You got Jamal Charlo. And Demetrius Andrade about to be 1-2. No, Daniel Jacobs is about to be 1-2 after his fight with Selecki. Right? But you can bypass that and get straight to either one of these guys. Either one of these guys. Now, they will all be good fights. They will all be a fight where, whoa, Triple G is not the massive favorite here. Would be favored, but not massively against either one of these guys. Maybe Derechenko a little bit more because people don't know him. But what you do have to know is he's from the Ukraine, he's 32 years old, undefeated, and beat Tyranno Johnson like nobody else did. That should be enough. Ukraine bringing the pain. So all of those things could happen, but I don't think they will. I think what's going to happen is this name Spike O'Sullivan, you might as well get to know him. Because that's probably who's going to be on May 5th if Canelo don't have that fight. Spike O'Sullivan versus Triple G. What do you think about that? Bam! Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. I'm up out of here.